Denny Van here with Heartfelt Awakening. I help you accelerate your personal and spiritual development. And today we're going to be talking about the three positions of energy. And many of the people that I talk with and work with, clients especially who are kind of just starting out on this spiritual journey, and they're learning about energy. So if this is you, listen up. Today, we're going to be talking about the three positions of energy, and we're going to look at it from an energetic scientific point of view. Electricity, the way we use it, it also has three positions. So we're going to talk about what those positions are. There is a positive, a negative, and a neutral. These are the three positions with energy, with electricity. There must be a positive, must be a negative, and a neutral. And so we see this everywhere. We see this with how we use electricity in our own homes, in everyday lives. And so what we're going to be doing today is applying how energy is used naturally, the way we use it in our homes, and apply it to ourselves as an energy being, and apply how energy moves and works to ourselves. So many times I get people say negative energy is bad, positive energy is good. Well, from a science perspective, positive energy can be very bad. And without the negative energy, there would be no positive energy. So when we label something as good and bad, we're really separating ourselves from it, right? So as we learn about the three positions of energy being positive, negative, and neutral, and when we plug in our hairdryer, it probably has three prongs, right? At least in the United States it does. We have those three prongs that you plug in, and there is a positive, negative, and a ground. So this is happening within our world. We are no different from our world. We are not separate from our world. We work just like the hairdryer does. We have a positive, we have a negative, and a neutral. We have all three of these positions within ourself. And talking about that a little bit more in positive, negative, and neutral. Positive is the doing part of us. It's doing, go, 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 action, taking action. It's also known as the divine masculine, yang energy, the doer. So this is constantly moving, movement, go, 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 never stay still, always moving. So this is the positive, the doing part of us. So our human, as a human being, our human part of us is the doer. We're constantly having to do things in this material world in order to live, in order to have a roof over your head. We're constantly doing things, right? So that's the positive part of us, the doer. Then we have the negative part. And again, there's some ideas and beliefs out there that negative energy is bad. In this situation, we have to have the negative part of the complete circuit. The negative part creates a complete circuit. So the negative part is the stillness, nothing, just holding space, the being, just holding space, not trying to do anything or fix anything or anything like that, just being. So if you look at an electrical wave, you have the top and bottom, and then you have the movement of the wave oscillating between positive and negative, right? So as human beings, we kind of oscillate between the human and the being, right? Most of us tend to stay more in the doing, the constantly, and we never really connect or just be. We never just do and hold space. The mind is always going, trying to judge and label and criticize and make sense out of everything, right? So we never have an opportunity to perceive from this natural space that is you. Be, just be. And just being is inside and outside. Just be. And this is the negative part of the circuit, also known as the divine feminine. So we have the positive, the divine masculine, and the negative, the divine feminine. And this is what creates that energy wave, oscillating between positive and negative. But there's a third part here. This third part is neutral. We are all three. We are human beings. Human is the positive, the doer. Being is the negative, the beer, nothingness, expansive stillness. But then there's a neutral. And this part, most of us never connect to. This part is where you're in a space within you. The Bible calls it the kingdom of the heavens within, right? So you have to not look at the outside world, close your eyes, go inside this massive, unlimited, expansive space that is you. So it's beyond the physical, but it's not beyond outside our three-dimensional world. It's beyond inside our three-dimensional world. And this is where we find the neutral. The neutral is you see positive and negative happening. You see good and bad happening. You see both sides, but you remain the witness. This is the perspective that many on a spiritual journey are wanting to experience. And if you can understand how you are the divine masculine, you are the divine feminine, oscillating between positive and negative, doing, resting, doing, resting, doing, resting. But there's a part of you, there is a much larger part of you that sees both. It sees your human, it sees the being and how you change shape. Your being changes shape and forms into what you think you are. It solidifies and crystallizes in this three-dimensional world. But there's a neutral part of you that is not part of this world, this five-sensory 3D world. This is where you shift into this witness, this neutral part of you. And this is where the magic happens. This is where science is talking about this state of being. They call it coherence. And reality transurfing says when the heart and mind are in that space of unity, the rustle of the morning stars. So this is an expansive space of nothingness. This is where your creativity and imagination are. This is so, so important to connect to. This is a natural part of you. And also, this part of you is nothing you can get outside of you. There is no one, nothing to give it to you. You must shift and experience perceiving from this witnessing, this neutral part of you. So with that said, thank you so much for your questions and wanting to know what is going on and how do we make these changes. Understanding how you work as a complete circuit is so valuable that when you understand and shift to this neutral part of you, this is where the magic happens. This is where you create a frequency science is calling coherence. And this frequency is where the magic happens. This is where healings happen, sudden manifestations, miracles happen. And we have within our group all kinds of transformations and miracles happening right now because we are discovering how to shift into this coveted spot. This is what we're all looking for. And we keep looking outside for it. What you are looking for is what you're looking from. So that means we got to close off our eyes from the movement of the three sensory world and go into the kingdom of the heavens within. Get to know this space, this state that you naturally are. I like to call this space a vital nutrient. This inner space that we're creating is a vital nutrient, and science is showing us now they're able to measure it. And when they're able to measure it, this is when transformation happens. All right, so thank you for being with me on this ride, and I'll be talking with you more. Take care.